Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're doing another wave rundown video. Yay, wave rundowns! I don't know if these videos are doing good or if anyone's interested in these, but here we go. Anyways, for today's video, we are taking a look at the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Wave 1 of Deluxe class figures. And usually for these waves, I have a name for them, like the Garbage Wave, or Throwaway Wave, or Red Wave, or something like that. For this wave, I'm going to call it the Iffy Introduction Wave. Because I have a little bit of an issue with this wave in general, but we're going to talk about that later on. Anyways, let's take a look at the separate figures themselves. This is pretty much just a rambling video, so don't take too much into this. Don't feel like this is going to be the most exciting video ever. This is just me rambling, talking about something that I wanted to talk about. Anyways, with that said, let's take a look at the first figure. Let's take a look at Bumblebee. And I really didn't expect much to come out of this Bumblebee. I thought he kind of looked cool, but I really just didn't care, so I didn't buy him right away. And of course, my Laserback fell over, which I'm just going to move to the side right now. I just didn't really care about him. I thought the arrows were kind of cool, and then the guns and whatnot. I like the amount of arrows on the set, but I also had a stroke the first time I just said arrows. That was kind of weird. But anyways, I just didn't really care, because I already had the Bumblebee mold. I was already focused on trying to get the Shadow Bumblebee that was already out. And, yeah, just in general, I really had no reason to get it. But my Walmart had a good sale. They had a lot of Transformers, Beast Hunters figures, and at the time, actually, they only had about 3 figures that were on sale. And I decided, hey, I'm going to pick up the Bumblebee, because I really wanted that. And I think there was RC and Knockout that was also there, but I can't remember exactly what was there. But I wanted the Bumblebee, because, well, it's Transformers Prime, and it's something that I don't have, so I decided to pick it up. And I really like this Bumblebee. I think he's fantastic. I love the molding, especially on the chest, because if you watch on the show and compare it to any of the previous Transformers Bumblebee toys, he doesn't have these flat sections of car parts up here. He actually has some robot kibble. For this, they show a little bit more detail, so it looks more like the on-screen version, despite the fact that he also has a bunch of spikes and whatnot. He's got this bird look to him, which I kind of like. I love the fact that he still retains the original guns. I think that's pretty cool. So if you don't like this arrow stuff, you can take it off. Even the clips on the back here, they just clip on. You can take those off and just have the original guns, or you can remove all the weapons if you want and just have a bird-like Bumblebee. I love the helmet too. I think the eyes are pretty cool. He's got little pupils inside there, and then around that it's unpainted. But what's cool about that is I don't know if this is on purpose, but it looks like it's got thin plastic behind that. So you get this really nice glow effect to that, and I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. I like the paint detail, you know, some black, some red, and whatnot. Could use a little bit more paint detail, but I'm fine with that. As far as the alt mode is concerned, again, could have been picked out with a little bit more paint right here and on the hood. But if you got the weapon on the top of the hood, it really doesn't matter. I think this Bumblebee is armored up, and it looks very good, and I like that. Next up is Laserback, not Laserbeak. I want to make that clear. This is the first deluxe Predacon that we ever got for the toy line, and I think that as far as the first Predacon goes, I think he's pretty cool. I like the detail, I like the paint. He feels more like a Chinese-esque dragon with the color scheme. I don't know, just when I think of a Japanese or Chinese or mythological dragon or something, like decorations or whatnot, especially when it comes to, like, Chinese New Year or something like that, I think of red and gold. And it has red and gold, as well as yellow, purple, and black, which is pretty good. Nothing feels out of place with this toy. I do really like this figure. And he's even got a little bit of green. It's a pearl green color to that, so that's nice. I just like the detail. He's got a couple of weapons. Unfortunately, on this hand, it seems to be popping off. I don't think the thumb's going to last on that hand. But as far as this toy is concerned, I really like it. I even like the shoulders that flip up for no reason. Like, it's not for articulation or anything like that. They just move up. I don't know why. It's just hilarious. I find that funny. But anyways, in regards to this toy, I think it's pretty cool. I like the articulation. I like how they change up the legs. Yeah, I think this is fine. And as far as Wheeljack is concerned, I don't care for the massive weapon or the wings too much. But the rest of him is pretty cool. Now, my Wheeljack is a little loose, but that's because I bought one that was already used. Like, I didn't get it in packaging. I don't know why my Walmart just stopped producing Wheeljacks. They had pretty much mostly everyone else except for Prowl, the Shadow Bumblebee, the Bulkhead, I don't think, the Soundwave, and the Wheeljack, which is kind of odd that they wouldn't have those specific characters. But as far as Wheeljack is concerned, I like the green, I like the white, I like the red, I like the gold, I like the detail on this guy, I like the spikes. I think it's pretty cool. It's just the weapon feels a little too big, and the wings seem to get in the way of the articulation of the arms. You also can't really have this up like that until they get in the way of the wings. I mean, you could try that, but it's just worth having these up like so. But with that out of the way, I think that Wheeljack is cool. I still prefer the original version, of course, because one, it's closer to the on-screen version, and two, things don't really get in the way. Even though my Wheeljack has a loose arm, it's still fine. I like this. I like the paint applications. I think this looks cool. And then we go on to probably my least favorite Transformers Prime figure ever. I am not joking with you. And there's a couple of people that will disagree with me on that. There's a couple of people that will agree with me on that. I don't like this. I really don't. And it's funny because it comes from a toy that I think is one of the best Transformers Prime figures. So how do you go from one of the worst Transformers Prime figures, or sorry, go from one of the best Transformers Prime figures to the worst? Well, let me tell you this, it's not because of the paint applications. I think the paint applications are fine on this toy. In fact, I kind of like it. There was a little bit more of a flair to it. I like the yellow. I like the brown was okay with me. The metallic blue was fine. The black is good. The silver is fine. I even like the paint applications on the head. I think that looked pretty cool. And let me also tell you this. I love the fact they came with Ravage instead of Laserbeak. Now, Ravage is pretty basic, but I'll give it this. At least they gave us something different. And I think he looks pretty cool. I would have loved it if the legs were black too, but I love the paint applications on the top there with the silver, just to add a little bit to him. I think he's pretty cool. And it transforms pretty simply. I love the design of that. I think that's pretty nice. As far as the rest is concerned, he's got a lot of loose joints to him. Like, the arms are very loose on this toy. More loose compared to the Transformers Prime original one. And that's because he's got a lot more kibble onto his arms, which is not good. I've also noticed that the waist is a lot more loose. And these bits seem to be more loose and whatnot. It's just not fun. The feet are also loose. A lot of the joints on this is so much looser on this toy. And he's got so much kibble on him that it just really gets in the way and doesn't make this toy fun. And probably the worst thing about this toy is this gun. I hate this gun. I hate it so much. It's not fun. I hate the coil on it. Although that's kind of cool, and I will give it credit on that. It just causes a little too much problems. I wish that, that's another issue too, is that just by the lightest tap on the back, that will pop off, and even just doing that, it's just a pain in the ass. Pain in the arse. I don't like that. The pegs are just whatever, and in jet mode where you put it, in the appropriate spot. It feels unappropriate. I don't like this gun. And, to make matters worse, when you attach it to the arm, God, I hate this thing. When you attach it to the arm, now you got more kibble on the arm, and it just won't hold itself up for shit. I don't like this Soundwave at all. And again, it's not because of the paint, it's because of the molding, the spikes, and everything just seem to get in the way. So, what's my opinion on the Wave as a whole? Well, the reason why I call this the iffy Wave is because it started off with the Predacon Rising line, or not Predacon Rising, with the Beast Hunters lineup. And you'd think, okay, Beast Hunters, you'd think, okay, we're gonna get a lot more Predacons out of this wave. Meanwhile, the first wave only had 2 Predacons. Laserback and Predacon. If you don't include the Legion class toys or the Cyberverse Commanders, those are the only 2 that you would get. And even if you include the Legions, you just get Twin Strike. That's it. This is Beast Hunters, which means that you'd think it'd start off with this huge bang. But no, it really doesn't. It's got most of the characters from the first wave and replaces a red character with a red character. So pretty much they just redid the same wave, which I don't like. I feel like if they changed the wave up, I would have been okay with it, but they decided not to. Now, I guess this doesn't really matter because later in the waves, you get more Predacons, you get different Transformers, so it doesn't really matter what am I complaining about. This was the first wave that you would get, and for a lot of stores with Transformers Prime, and this still pisses me off to this day, for a year, I would only see from Transformers Prime the first wave. We wouldn't get Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4, or Wave 5 till a year and a half later. That pissed me right off. So I was thinking when this wave came out, we're going to get the same damn thing. And with the fact that we have the same figures for the most part as the first wave for the RID lineup, for Transformers Prime RID, I wasn't thinking this was going to be good. Thankfully, more of the Beast Hunters figures got released compared to the previous lineup of RID figures, which was good, but still, it was a concern of mine, and that's what really stopped me from buying these, because I just didn't really care. But I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just an iffy introduction, is what I'm saying. But again, it doesn't really matter because we got the later toys and we got more releases down the line. It was easier, so that's good. But yeah, with that out of the way, maybe I'm complaining about nothing. Maybe I'm complaining about something. I mean, I'm just rambling here. I told you guys that I'd be rambling. But that's pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And I'll see you guys next time.